Guys, breaking news stimulus check update for $1,200 stimulus check sent out to the families under this new proposed legislation. Yes, direct payments will be sent out worth $1,200 stimulus check. Who could be eligible for this $1,200 stimulus check? Are you eligible to receive one? When you can able to receive the stimulus check? We have got all the important details, all the eligibility criteria. So without a further ado, let's deep dive into all the important details. Alright guys, so before we start this video, make sure to hit that like, share this video, subscribe to our channel, and with that being said, let's jump right into all the details. Alright, so first, how much money are you going to receive? Let's check it out. So with this new proposal, that includes $1,200 for most of the adults and additional $600 for those with children. Now again, $600 additional for each of the children. So let's say if you got two children, then $1,200, three children, then $1,800. Now speaking up through which legislation, which act it is happening through, let's check it out. Now this one, they are proposing this $1,200 stimulus money through the Support Act of 2021. Representative Ilhan Omar on 9th of the April, Ilhan Omar voiced her opinion supporting the proposal, which could benefit millions of American families. And the first act we are talking about would provide income floor for everyone in the face of inequity. Meanwhile, the second proposal would make the expanded child tax credit permanent. First, Omar said she will keep pushing for the measures such as guaranteed income through the legislative proposals like the Support Act, and the Support Act would send out $1,200 per month every adult and $600 per month to every child through local governments via cash payments over 5 years period. So you'll be going to receive this stimulus amount for 5 years period if you are to consider eligible for this one. And this program builds on successful guaranteed income pilot programs which we have seen in localities nationwide including Minneapolis and St. Paul, she wrote. Also, what does this legislation also provide? Not only law mandates the checks to be sent out $1,200 and $600 checks, but it would allow making serious changes to the public services offered by Federal Reserve. So what kind of a changes we are talking about? These are related to payment delivery. Let's check out. Representative Ilhan Omar's proposal mandates that the Federal Reserve's member banks to provide a bank accounts, that is the Fed accounts, to the residents and businesses domiciled in the United States for purpose of holding their digital dollar balances. So with this legislation, they will be providing for the purpose of holding your digital dollar balances, they'll be providing the Fed accounts to the residents and businesses domiciled in United States. Now what is the use of this one? These accounts would be required to offer specified banking services including debit cards, online banking, automatic bill payment, and automatic teller machines at the United States postal facilities. So these are the services that will be provided under the Fed accounts to the residents and businesses. In 2021, just over 80% of the household were fully banked, meaning that they had access to the bank account and did not need to rely on the money orders, payday lenders, pawn shops, or other types of institutions. Basically, Representative Ilhan Omar's plan could increase the financial resiliency of the households by offering all the households a public option to store their money and ideally access to the credit and reduce dependency on predatory lending institutions. Now speaking of the Support Act of 2021, let's check out further details right here into the bill. And yes, we are talking about the eligibility requirements, so let me show you. So speaking of the program, as per the guaranteed income tax credit, you know what, 14,400 plus credit will be allowed to eligible individual and plus additional $600 multiplied by number of dependents. And remember, the age of the taxpayer's dependent must be under age 18 in order to be eligible. And speaking of the exact requirements, eligibility criteria, well, eligibility is based on the adjusted gross income. The amounts of the credit allowable under the act shall be reduced but not below zero. So who will be eligible for this one? So basically, in order to be eligible for the Support Act of 2021, if you are filing joint return or a surviving spouse, then in that case, your adjusted gross income should be less than $150,000 in order to be eligible. Speaking in the case of head of household, your income threshold must be below the $112,500 and below. And speaking of the individual taxpayers, your income should be below $75,000 adjusted gross income. So these are three important eligibility criteria for three group of recipients for individual heads of household and joint filing or surviving spouse. Now right over here, if you earn like six-figure income, then obviously you'll be not included in the support act of the 2021. But if you fall within these income thresholds, 75,000 for individuals, $112,500 for heads of household, and $150,000 in case of joint return or surviving spouse, then you could be eligible for the Support Act 2021 in order to receive 14,400 plus additional $600 multiplied by the number of dependents. And speaking of the current details, three lawmakers said in the April 6th announcement that this program will be on the federal level and would be universal and include no income, pays in and pays out. That means this will be a permanent program, no cuts to the benefits as it's carried out onto the federal level, no pays in and no pays out. And basically, children will be automatically enrolled at the birth. Every family would receive monthly payment distributed by Social Security Administration for every child they are currently caring up to age of 18. Now, basically, the Representative Omar's legislation is possibly inspired from the legislation from her own state, which is from Minnesota. Families earning less than $50,000 would be given out $1,000 per child through the state's child tax credit. And these payments would be given to the families regardless of their tax liability. And speaking of the other legislation Omar is supporting is the End Child Poverty Act, and which would replace the child tax credit and child provisions in the earned income tax credit with monthly payments of $393 per child if the legislation is passed. The payments would be available to any family regardless of their level of income, and children would be automatically enrolled in this program as well at the birth. So now coming over to the most important point, where we currently stand on the Support Act 2021, if it is passed or not, what's really going on, are there any discussions, any latest update, what's really going on with the Support Act 2021. Now once again, Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar is once again raising the awareness of her proposal to send out monthly checks for $1,200 to adults and additional $600 to families with children. Support Act 2021 was first introduced in the House of Representatives in the last Congress, where Democrats held the control of the chamber. While Omar is the not only lawmaker supporting these ideas, but there is currently no majority support for them. Regardless, there are three lawmakers said in the April 6 announcement that this program will be on federal level and would be universal and not include income pays in and pays out. So while these proposals to restore and expand the stimulus money won't be passed in any time soon, the hoping for another check still have reason to believe that they are not off the table, as conversation about more aid remains ongoing, and currently the Support Act 2021 is in discussion. So definitely $1,200 plus additional $600 is a possibility if Support Act is passed. What do you think about this? Do let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to hit that like, share this video, subscribe to our channel if you got the information. And this is Kedar from How to Guys. See you in the next video.